Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 14 of season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Last episode saw an emotional goodbye to two characters that have been here for, well, I guess, what, a season and a half now? You know, it's honestly kind of surprising to me to realize that, like, in reflection, that they've only kind of been around from the start of season 2 till halfway through this season. A little over halfway through this season, let's be honest. You know, it's hard to imagine, like, honestly, even in this amount of time that we've had with them, that looking back, they weren't there the entire time. But God, it hit so hard, that goodbye, especially when it panned over to Mack, dude, of all people. Oh my God, that sealed the deal. If I wasn't already tearing up, which I was, that one just, is a knife wound right to the kidney, dude. But that said, let's get ready to hop in. If you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or become a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies to react to each month. It's just a great way to help support us over here and help us do a lot of the things that we do here on the channel. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate it. Enjoy this reaction. To leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said down the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 14, Watchdogs. Here we go.
Sure that's the right move, Alfie?
You know it's not the right move. Calling me Alfie.
Alfie.
You got nothing to ride without that intake valve I brought you. I could always take it back.
Okay. Your iron head's in great shape, and you're never home to ride it anyway. Maybe I ought to...
Never ride my bike ever? Yeah, I love that idea.
You never touch another man's bike.
I got buried in work.
I understand. Being an insurance company drone is super interesting. Why not bury yourself in that work?
Wait, this is a flashback, or does he just simply not know what he does? I'm gonna go with he has no idea what he does.
New people keep coming in every day. No experience. And two friends I was closest to, they just got,
Well, there it is.
Work buddies come and go. And family, they're the ones you can't get rid of. Even if they set up a roadside stand and tried selling you off to strangers.
You're an awkward kid.
This is a little more than just work buddies. It's not that easy, not that simple.
Why is this still here? Well, Mom and Dad left you the house. They had to leave this too? So here's the plan. Lunch, beers, finish up the bike.
I picked up a couple steaks.
No, you didn't. You gonna do your... yeah. Cooking? You good? No, I'm serious. Not as good as I am with engines, but...
Just had to bring it back around, didn't he?
This facility is controlled by the ATCU. The government is keeping secrets.
Oh, whoa.
We want this information released.
Whoa.
Is this that watchdog group?
We're the Watchdogs. You will obey. Let's go!
Whoa!
This is awesome.
I was what? God damn it, man. Anyway, rewind a second. I was like, hey, they just shot some paintballs. This is fine. I thought maybe he was marking it for like some kind of other strike, and then it just started to grow. Kazoom! That wasn't paint. But I did not like his brother's response there.
It looks like I have to take off for a couple of hours.
Now? Lunch, beers, bike, remember?
We'll get to it. I promise.
The building had a staff. When you get to South Bend, rendezvous with Mack at the ATCU site. Report back what you got.
I wonder how many people went down in that building, though.
There's a bark bite joke I could make here, but I don't find these guys all that funny.
Well, should we bring Lincoln with us? With Bobby and Hunter gone, we can use all the help.
Lincoln's gonna sit this one out. You and Fitz go ahead. Meet up with Mack, then report back to me.
Okay. Wow. Oh, it like hyper condensed it. All that matter was just crumbled into like a little orb at its center.
Dogs, you did this.
You really, no shit. There was a fucking broadcast. Why'd you have to do that?
The residue from the bombs. It's got nitramine in it.
I don't know what that is, but your tone of voice makes it sound bad.
Developed after World War II. It causes implosions.
That's weird. Nitramine isn't stable enough to be used in a gel-based explosive, or at least it shouldn't be.
So the Watchdogs have been making improvements to nitramine.
Fun!
Got some sodium hydrogen acetate back on Zephyr 1.
Oh, that'll help if we encounter any more bombs. Right?
Sodium. Okay. Thank you, Nerd Herd. I'm gonna go call Coulson.
Nerd herd.
Do we take this debris back with us? Study it?
Yeah, sure. Have you been working out? Because it weighs like 100,000 tons. It's a building.
So, no then.
Are you saying this could be a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent?
The S.H.I.E.L.D. agent you've met.
He was in the hospital?
After Deathlock broke his spine. Felix Blake.
Fun. Not bad grouping.
What happened to those Inhumans? Not your fault.
No, I just let a known murderer loose to save my own skin. Traded all those lives for mine.
Makes them go from anonymous trash talking online to...
Domestic terrorism? Maybe someone stepped in and radicalized them. Maybe Blake.
Man, it's like this isn't a potential fear that anybody might have today. It's worse and worse and worse, and one day, who knows when it'll jump off of social media and into the real world.
I've been tracking them. Some of them are local. We should go pick one up and see what he knows.
And what? Shake him down? Without even knowing if the guy we picked was actually involved?
Well, either way, he'll know something.
Yeah, but it's kind of Gestapo, don't you think? Is that who we are?
I'm trying to save lives. I'll use whatever advantage I have to do
Yeah,
it.
the advantage of superpowers, which is something I don't have.
They gave up their right to civil liberties when they started imploding buildings.
Maybe, but it's not about how they act. It's about how we respond. I'm not going along with this. Besides, I made a promise to my brother.
Okay, Fitz, you're with me.
Am I?
He's like, sure.
Former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Felix Blake. While he's out there causing casualties, he's our top priority. Everyone has safe houses. I happen to know where a few of his are, and that's not to help me find him. It's to help us find him.
Wait, you didn't say anything about my evaluation, so, it just seemed like you weren't happy with what you saw.
I'm not.
Oof.
But I want to see it for myself.
The Gecko and his sidekick Alfie. Oh, wait.
Ooh, he's been through quite a bunch of those.
You gotta make sure the valve cease.
It's not about the damn bikes.
Okay, then what's it about?
The time.
What about the mortgage?
I'm upside down.
Wait, so is that why you've been on me to hang out? Well, you just wanted to ask me for money?
No, I suggested Baja because we've been talking about it since we were kids. Like I handle everything, like with mom and dad.
I help out. I helped you move them into the condo.
You showed up 3 days after I moved them in. Even now, I'm the one that has to keep everything here afloat. Can't all just run off. This is how they get you. System's rigged. They want to keep you down in the dark, man.
You sound like those watchdog nuts.
They got the right idea. Someone's got to fight back. The government controls everything.
Are you reading this stuff?
I go online.
I have the internet. I have Facebook.
Stay away from the watchdogs. They're not the answer.
No. And what is the answer? You.
You're pursuing Andrew.
You're not responsible. He is.
I just feel guilty all the time. How do you make it stop?
You don't. You use it.
That's always been her response.
Oh, you're doing this wrong. I mean, you're looking in the wrong place.
Another set of eyes, another perspective always helps.
You're here for Daisy, not the cause. So, commitment is a question. You went nuclear on Lash, on Creel.
I had reasons both times.
But you didn't follow orders. You can't just be at S.H.I.E.L.D. You have to be a part of S.H.I.E.L.D.
There's a test at every turn. I mean, this is a test.
This is a chance for me to see for myself how you handle things.
Same thing, different words.
Don't interrupt me, you got it?
Yeah, he keeps pushing.
So you stay in control, and you follow my orders, and I'll decide if you get to be an agent or not. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, control has definitely been one of his major issues, especially with this. He's got a lot of problems with S.H.I.E.L.D. to begin with that started long before he even ran into any of them. So, like, he's got to kind of over... What the hell? Oh, no. Daisy, what are you doing?
You think I can't find out who you are just because we're not face to face?
Oh, but Jesus.
Now I'm face to face. I know they've contacted you, but I need you to tell me where they meet.
I'm not telling you anything.
This is exactly what is creating this fear response. I don't think this is the right way to go about this. Yeah, Fitz doesn't like this either.
So talk.
I mean, it's a messy situation, especially now that they've already escalated and started attacking places. It's sticky. It is sticky, sticky, sticky.
He's perhaps being driven by different factors. Climate, feeding, even his need to seek out
intended victims.
Yes.
I would say prey.
So you're saying I should think less like a spy, more like a doctor?
Exactly. May what happens to Andrew when you catch up to him.
After everything, I'm going to kill him.
What if there is a choice?
There's not.
Fitz and I have been working on the vaccine from Creel's blood. Now, it would only work on Inhumans who haven't turned yet, but Andrew hasn't finished his transition.
I mean, can we be sure that he hasn't yet? And why is his... I mean, I guess they're all different. Why is his taking so long? Like, how long is his transition? Like, if we were, like, mapping this out, like, how long in world have we been transitioning for him? You know, like, I'm curious, like, if we could keep track, if anybody has, like, a timeline of that, I'm curious, like, how much time has passed from when he crystallized to current?
If you get in trouble, signal us.
That's Blake's voice. That's him. He's here.
They did find them. They got results.
Anything that might be evidence of what Blake is doing.
We don't want to hurt innocent.
Still trying to get eyes on Blake.
What if it's just an audio and he's not actually physically in there at all? Oh no. Fuck.
What are you doing?
What does he think you do?
Insurance.
Well, not anymore.
Oh no.
Tell the boss. Get out of here. I gotta go put a lid on this.
Yeah, we got it. Go.
Wait, what are you doing? We said we fall back.
I have a shot at stopping Blake. I'm taking it. Call the module. I'll be back.
Daisy's doing all the things right now Lincoln is being tested for. She's just going rogue. She's going off emotion. She's going off beyond orders. You know, that's because he's here. He's not there. The hell? Did he know?
What's that?
Why does it look like Nickelodeon? It looks like the Nickelodeon splat. Oh, thank Christ. Wait.
What?
It doesn't look like it's doing anything.
Must be the modifications that Blake made.
Oh my God.
This bomb is gonna go off, and then I'll implode.
I signed up to protect the world from these dangerous alien elements. You use them, unleash them. You've got those freaks working for you.
Uh-oh.
I was taken out by one of your cybernetic recruits, and the latest and greatest idea, the Avengers created Ultron.
I know your tactics. Speeches, not one of them.
It's digging into your skin.
Oh, right.
So cutting it off is not an
I'll break it off.
No, it's too unstable.
What did you people put in the bomb? Tell us what you did!
I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't expect every lowly little soldier to know what was done to a chemical compound.
Whatever Blake did to suspend the stuff in there, he didn't tell...
Wait, hang on. Suspend. It's a science word that he wouldn't know. The nitramine is suspended. It's going to stop the substance housing the nitramine. It's a liquid, so we can freeze it. Liquid nitrogen.
Let's go! Science!
Your team in Indiana, very industrious. Problem is, that's just one cell. This is nationwide.
Nationwide is not on your side.
People are already afraid, and they want the truth.
What you're doing is not about truth, it's about hate.
And you're above that? You've never just killed someone because you hate him, Phil?
He happens to be one of the Inhumans you're railing against. He wants to hurt you badly. In fact, the only reason he's not is because he's trying really hard to follow my orders. I'm changing my orders.
What?
Kick his ass.
Kill him.
Sir?
This is a test.
Sometimes we do the wrong thing for the right reason because it has to be done. Now take him out.
Oh no. Dissent among the ranks.
He knew it wasn't really him. That's why he gave that order.
He's a hologram.
Uh-huh.
I hope at least.
It's working. It's working.
Now he's got a permanent skin tattoo. Wait. Unlike any other tattoo. I don't know why I phrased it like that.
ATCU. Have a feeling General Talbot will have some questions.
Oh, thank goodness. It peels off. That's a goodness.
Yeah, he wasn't moving much. There was also a lag. Blake usually interrupts you a lot more.
Nice.
You played it right. Offered a dissenting opinion, but when the time came, you did what I asked. Slightly less lethal version. Well done.
Hell yeah.
You know, the really stupid part is I was actually going to apologize to you.
The reason I didn't tell you is because of...
Stop talking. You're a liar. It's all lies.
He didn't have a second target. He wanted one. An Inhuman.
What?
We didn't think it was a tiny, unassuming little girl. If we did, we'd gone after you instead.
Wait, what? Well, hold on. What? Huh?
That's true of the Watchdogs, too. You're angry and aimless, and I don't want them
being blindsided.
Why are they rolling up here?
You've been so busy protecting freaks, you haven't
Not just them. People. Damn it, that's why I joined S.H.I.E.L.D.
What was that?
Oh. Do they think Mack is one?
Looks like the Watchdogs followed us. I guess now we're the ones being hunted.
But we're not.
Inhumans? It doesn't matter. Your new heroes will still kill us.
Can't we just make a break for it?
No, that's not a good idea. It's too wide open out front. They'll pick us off before we get too far.
Is it just simply because association? I don't know. Oh, God.
Did Dad take your shotgun with him to the Florida con?
No, it's still there. He doesn't have any slugs, just a bird shot.
We've got to make it work.
We get to the back door in the kitchen, and then we slip out into the woods and escape.
This is what you do at S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Kinda.
I'm a mechanic. I hate this stuff.
That didn't answer the question.
You made it dark.
I have.
Now grab that guy's gun. Fuck your birdshot. Thank you.
You ever used one of these before?
An assault rifle?
Yeah.
No. Obviously you have. Talk me through it.
Point and shoot.
If it moves, shoot it.
I mean, I highly doubt the safety's on, given they came in here in this situation. So, like, aim and trigger. Like, fuck. Hey, that thing came in handy. I was wondering, like, they brought that up, and it's got to come back around, but I honestly had no idea how it was going to work into everything we've been seeing.
We only found 3 watchdogs.
They hit a watchdog with a dog. That's a little funny little thing.
So that's it. We got the...
They're gonna be a problem if we want to get out of here. Okay.
Oh! Oh! Yeah! Oh! 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 Yo!
Lock on hold.
What is he doing? What the fuck are you doing?
Shotgun axe.
Oh my god. You know, I thought that was kind of silly at first, but he made it work.
You beat them. You did that.
This is why I didn't tell you.
Damn.
S.H.I.E.L.D. will take all the wounded men into custody and damage control will clean up.
Alfie works for S.H.I.E.L.D.
You just call him Alfie?
So, Alfie Mackenzie.
What do you call him?
Mack.
That's what my buddies call me.
I should have been here for him. I could have stopped them.
He seemed to handle things fine. He's good at it.
No, he's kind of proud.
When I need someone to watch my back, he's the person I want.
Oh.
Still want that ride, Mini Mac?
Mini Mac. No. Oh shit, are you serious? That flew by.
This was about an hour before the implosion. We ran the plates, company car.
Malik?
You win.
Lovely.
It was a distraction and a cover-up.
Sponsored by Hydra, Malik's firing up the Watchdogs, feeding them intel.
They got that kind of funding, they're not going anywhere. And Malik, God only knows what he took from there.
I kept my part of the deal. Now I expect you to keep yours.
Oh, that's the oh.
Our common enemies will be dead, and you'll have troops armed to the teeth.
Oh, I'm assuming he doesn't know who he's exchanging with? Or what they're trying to do? All right, man. What a fantastic episode. That blew by. I didn't realize we had kind of run out of our runtime there by the end of it because I was just so locked into this storyline, you know? Especially coming off the heels of Bobbi and Hunter's goodbye, seeing what was kind of Mack's episode, really, to kind of, you know, come to terms with that. He stepped away for a little bit, even though work didn't let him kind of really rest at all. That was the intent. Seeing him try to wrestle with and deal with the fact that, like, these two people very intimately close to him that he's worked with for a long time, like, he's just not going to see them anymore. Trying to explain that to his brother was also kind of interesting because he was like, he could only really call them work friends when it was really so much more than that. Eventually, I'm sure he understands by the end of it now that he realized what Max does, but in the moment, it just feels like such a downplay of what they were. He was like, hey, well, family's always going to be here, man. I think, like, more than anything, they would qualify as family with everything that they've been through. Rightfully so. He was in a sentimental and sensitive spot right now. He's dealing with pain, and he's trying to wrestle through that by bonding with his brother, but that gets a little infected by all this shit going on in the world and him being called into work because of these things that have happened. He didn't get that time away to kind of distance himself from all of that. You know, he got roped back into it. His brother is going on hard times, and that just kind of further exacerbated some of the tension that was there between them because obviously he's, you know, not knowing what Mack does puts a lot of strain on him because he doesn't know why he's not here all the time or helping out as much as he is because, you know, he's been here for his parents, he's taking care of their house, and he's taking all these responsibilities onto himself, and Mack just kind of comes in, does what he needs to go, and then disappears. That's his perception, at least. One, he wants to spend time with his brother and feels inadequate or shoved aside when Mack just drops him to go do work stuff. You know, working for an insurance agency or whatever as he's selling it. This is like, how important can that be? You know, I got to go assess a damaged vehicle or whatever the fuck he has to do. Like, it just seems like your problems just don't matter to him at all. if he's just running away from work. Which is why I think when the revelation comes at the end with what he does, especially given the situation they found themselves in, he had such a newfound respect for him, even pride in his brother. You could see it in a way he just looks at them and talked about him in the end. The realization when he's asking questions about what his brother does now. He's like, he's really good at this, isn't he? He helps people, right? And that's such an endearing aspect of that. But it just goes to show how, like, when somebody is down and out like this, when he's dealing with all these struggles that he is, when he sees these things on the news, he sees these things being talked about online, that kind of validate how he's feeling, it gets really tempting to kind of fall into these trappings. And he very well could have ended up as just another one of those watchdogs who's had his fears, his insecurities, his position in life right now used to kind of fan this flame and have just more of his soul get corrupted and put into this machine of hate. That is, even like these people are just a cog in somebody else's game. Like, their hate is being weaponized for a cause that's not even their own. I think this episode is a great way to show how hatred can be blinding at times, because you could see that with, him. Like, he was like, you wouldn't even call that hatred. You could call him fear. It's a little bit of both. There's a little mix of like how hate and fear kind of work hand in hand to blind people. He was tempted. He kind of was like, hey man, what they're saying, I kind of resonate with it. And then he saw the truth of the matter when, just because his brother is helping another person, they don't see them as a person. They dehumanize and immoralize it, like, just like with the mutants in the Marvel Universe, the Inhumans, just like them, are just an allegory for the other people that are not the norm, not the majority, whatever. Mack sees them for who they are. At the end of the day, they're just people with different abilities than we have. But at the end of the day, they're just like us on an emotional level, and all of that. So like simply for helping them, they were trying to kill him. I mean, I think they actually thought he was one as well, because there was that line in there was like, well, hey, we thought your friend was a guy. We didn't expect this little girl to be this heavy hitter with these shockwaves and stuff, or whatever the fucker said. I was in there with Fitz, and it just goes to show at the end of the day, they didn't give a shit. They didn't give a shit who he was. His brother was like, what the fuck? And he was like, hey man, you by association, welcome to the club. They're going to kill your ass too. This is the group you were about to fall in line with. And at the end of the day too, they're being manipulated to further the aims of this other organization altogether for a wholly different game. Like, they're just completely blind to their puppeteering. Like, they think they're in power, they think they're in control, but they're just part of somebody else's game. They're just pawns and slaves to their own hatred. Oh my God. And this episode is like, God, it's fucking depressing to think about. But like, given when this episode came out and how relevant this still is to this day, it's just, like I said, it's depressing, because I think this is more relevant now than it was maybe when this came out. And we have seen events where, maybe not to this scale, but where these hate groups or these people that carry this kind of vitriol have brought that into the real world and harmed and killed people because of it. The scary thing too is like, how do you respond to that? Especially if you are one of the people that are being targeted, being threatened directly. Like with Daisy in this episode. Her people were being targeted, were being vilified, dehumanized, targeted, and she's pissed off. It's just like, what's the right way to respond? Like, Mack was like, we need intel, we need to wait. He told her to stand back, and she went against orders. She acted emotionally. She acted on her fear, on her anger as well, of her hatred, and she went out and she did what she did, kind of abusing their tools to track these people down with good intentions in mind, right? Violating their privacy and all this stuff to prevent tragedy and outbreaks. So like, it's the moral line of like, God, it's like the Minority Report problem. It's like, how far do we go to make sure that these things do not happen? Like, how much are we willing to give up of our privacy, of our lives, in order to save lives? Where's the line? And she kind of skirts that a little bit. Obviously, she's been a hacker. She uses her skills, the resources here to start digging into the online activity of some of these anonymous users and tracks them down individually and even confronts them. And that one dude in the pickup truck, and she, threatens him, and then at gunpoint with Fitz, destroying his property and all this stuff. You know, honestly, had that gone a different way, she could even be validating their fears. And that could be turned against them and her own cause. Because this is a whole world problem in this universe. Like with this situation with the Inhumans. The world doesn't know what to do with these people. And something like that, if that got seen, witnessed, whatever by anybody else, that could be turned against them all. That could drastically hurt what she and S.H.I.E.L.D. are fighting for. And then you have the flip side of that. You see her doing all of this, and then someone who very much so up until this point was very much so acting like that the entire time, because that's kind of the entire way they've been programmed to live thanks to Afterlife, and that was Lincoln. He's been learning to try to be a better soldier, be a better agent, to kind of see if he can follow orders. While she's kind of fallen into these little trappings, he actually proves himself worthy by the end of this episode. Even, you know, it's a struggle. He's working through it, but at the end of the day, he followed orders. He listened to Coulson. They had a good little journey, a little outing out there as they were kind of doing their own little intel sweep. But then we have Daisy just kind of jumping the gun, rushing in, not properly scouting anything. She's getting itchy. And she got Fitz kind of dropped into this situation, which then in turn, because of all of this, got Mack and his brother thrown into it all. It just goes to show how our fear can also infect us. What is the right way to respond in this situation? Hell, I've fallen in that trap. Now, if I feel like I've been pushed, if I'm backed into a corner like Daisy, you know, the instinctual thing is to defend yourself, to lash out, you know, to want to hurt back sometimes. It's like, oh, it feel good to get that, just that little tinge of revenge. But then what's the flip side of that, you know? Like, what if you do take the high road and you don't lash out, fight back, push back against the aggressors? And then what, you just end up dead or hurt or whatever. What do you do in this situation? What is the right move? It's almost impossible to know what to do at the end of the day. You know, it's just so fucked up that even that this shit even happens in the real world at all too. Oh my God. It's just so ignorant and so blinding. That's all this is. And this group too, they feel like they're in control and they're powerful for standing up against these people encroaching upon their rights or whatever. And then they're just being puppeteered by someone who doesn't give two shits about what they are acting on and even are acting in opposition to their own ideals. But for them, it's a good little scapegoat and it gets them what they want. And they're just puppets to this other organization altogether, one they even claim to hate as well. He's working for Hydra. I think this episode did a really good job at showing how blinding fear can be and hate. All it does is infect and wound. It doesn't bring anything good. No, then we have Jemma going through this thing here, trying to, like, you know, reconcile with all the stuff that's happened over the last, you know, couple of episodes between losing Will, the stuff with Fitz and all this stuff, letting out Lash, and then the victims that fell because of that, putting that all on her shoulders, and then finding a way to work through that, trying not to be so helpless as she's out there practicing with this weapon. And then, you know, May brings her in on the hunt for Andrew, and she starts helping with that, trying to work through that, and I thought that was a lot of fun. The whole thing with Lincoln and Coulson was a lot of fun. We got Papa taking the boyfriend out for vetting, so to speak. Not just for that, because like you said, you're here for Daisy, but I need to know if you're here for the cause, because we all are, and I need to know that you can be too. You know, even though he got a bad evaluation, he was still willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. But this was overall such a fantastic episode. I loved seeing them kind of wrestle around with some of this stuff too, and tackle some of this subject matter, especially given what's going on here, and obviously what's going on in the world today too. Again, depressing as hell that this is probably even more relevant at this moment than it was when this came out. One would hope it would be less relevant today, but unfortunately that is not the case. That is a sad, sad reality of it. And I absolutely love that this episode, given what it was talking about here, especially with this hate group who wants to eradicate Inhumans and all that, and anything alien of the sort, was centered around Mack, who we know and had followed for a long time, who had a very similar fear for a long time after what happened with Trip, everything that was going on with the contagion and with the Inhumans. You know, he had this huge like fear and apprehension of anything alien at all, especially once he got corrupted and taken over by something like that once. And how he feared it because he didn't understand it. But then over time, the more he was around it, the more he exposed himself, the more he got to know Daisy, the more he got to understand these people and talk with them, meet with them. He overcame that ignorance, that fear, and he could see them for who they are. They're just people with the same problems, with the same feelings, the same emotions. They might have different abilities. They might look different. At the end of the day, they're just living their lives just like us, and that's all they really want to do. And just like with us, there's bad humans and good humans. And just like them, there's bad Inhumans and good Inhumans. They're, at the end of the day, just as human as we are. They just have different abilities than we do at times. He started off, you know, being so fearful of this stuff, he didn't want Coulson anywhere near, you know, being in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. or anything of the sort, that he didn't even want to be in a S.H.I.E.L.D. that would even work with Coulson because of that fear that he had. And we went from that all the way to this episode where we got someone like Daisy, who is an out and open Inhuman, saying that she trusts no one more than Mack to have her back. You know, even when they don't see eye to eye, even when they disagree, no matter what, he's going to be looking out for her. It's a great example of what happens when you take the time to look past your fear, to grow, to take the opportunity to understand. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. They're nice and comfortable in their ignorance. Fantastic episode. Fantastic episode. Anyway, guys, what'd you all think? How'd you feel? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We're carrying the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Manny Sherritt, York, Scott, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hale, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, and Sam Moyer. Thank you guys so much for continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.